The Reality of the Gospel World Outreach Ministries presents the Voice of Deliverance broadcast, featuring the explosive preaching, bold teaching, and the powerful prayer of deliverance of Heaven's Ambassador, Leonard Ford. Brother Ford is a minister that does what others don't, and he has a ministry that goes where others won't. He and his wife, Jessie, travel across America and around the world, preaching hope and bringing deliverance. Whether they are in the church, under the gospel tent, or on the mission field, they boldly declare that if you continue in the word, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Now I present to you Brother Ford.
Well, praise the Lord. Listen, for all of you that's viewing on social media, on television, I want you to make plans to join us October 30th through November the 3rd, right here at 9101 Lou Drive. That's right. We're going to be celebrating 42 years in ministry. And we want you to come celebrate with us. Come and be like Aaron and her. Hold our hands up. Amen. Give us some additional motivation to go another 42 years. So meet us right here, October 30th through November the 3rd, 7 p.m. each night. That's at 9101 Lou Drive here in the city of Little Rock. We'll be here celebrating, looking to see you here. God bless you. And remember, Jesus will pull you through if you can stand the pull.
You ain't believing. So he gets her testimony. Verse 34, he said unto her, daughter, thy faith have made thee whole. Go in peace. And while he giving her that good report, while he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain which said, thy daughter is already dead. Stop this process. That's what I want you to catch. I know it says, why trouble the master? He's saying, stop the process. Stop the process. She already dead. It's too late. How many know it ain't too late? Well, the snatch man then came and got your car. It's too late. But what you didn't know, God has spoke to somebody to go down to the dealership and pay it off. And by the time the snatch man get down there and unload it, they said, don't take it back there with the repos. Bring it up here. What? Do you know what I had to go through to get this car? That don't matter. Bring the car up here. It's been paid off. So don't ever discount the process. Okay, now watch this now. We're in verse 37 in Mark chapter 5. As soon as he heard that, Jesus turned to him in verse 36 and said, be not afraid, do what? Only believe. I call that keep the switch of faith turned on. Only believe what? Believe what you already said. Remember, he's got his words and his actions together. He acts, and they on their way to the house. So Jesus said, you got to catch this now. Don't continue with your corresponding actions and disengage your faith. Because your actions without your faith are not going to accomplish anything. I need both your faith words and your faith actions. See, you got some people who keep doing what they're doing, but they've already lost heart. They got too much pride to just close the church, but they ain't got enough faith to grow it. They ain't got enough faith to go back to the streets and with it. They ain't got enough faith to get on radio. Well, you know, if like when Dr. Summerall, when God came to his bedside, man about to die, and God showed him a casket and a Bible, said, you choose. He said, I wasn't stupid. So I chose the Bible. And for about the first 10 years of him preaching, he said, I'm preaching to stay alive. But somewhere in there, he caught a hold to something with God and became one of the most powerful men of God that we know in our generation. But I'm trying to tell you, he had a choice. But I'm telling you, I've met men who were preaching because they felt like they couldn't quit. But they wasn't going on in faith. They were not believing for things to turn. They were not believing. They had no inner image of a change. They had no inner image of church growth. So it is, you got people laying in the hospital who say they don't want to die, but they do not have an inner image of living. They've listened to the doctor's report so much. When you show them what the Bible say, yeah, but the doctor say, whose report are you going to believe? Oh, why they in your presence? Well, yeah, I believe the word. No, you better learn how to discern. No, listen, I done been in the hospital with folk, and I bring them the word, and I can tell they're not receiving, and I give them a player and say, here, listen to this every day, and I'm going to be back Tuesday. It's on Friday. You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to listen to this. I go back out there Tuesday, and the thing in the drawer somewhere. So I pray, and nothing happens. So one day I did it. I went out there, and I took it on a Monday, and I said, I'm going to be back Thursday, and God spoke to me and said, go back Tuesday. I went back the next day, and I couldn't find the player. I said, what a machine I gave you. Oh, when you left, my daughter put it in that drawer over there. Now, she can't even get out the bed to go over there to get it. I said, it's been over there since yesterday? You ain't listened to it? Well, no, when you left, she put it over there. I said, okay. I took it back to the house. Thursday, I'm a no-show. Phone rang. Reverend, you coming to pray for Mama? No, I'm not. Why not? I came Tuesday. She didn't tell me you was out here. Yeah, I talked to her. She'll tell you I came Tuesday. Mama, why you didn't tell me Reverend Ford came and prayed for you too? I ain't say I prayed for her. She said, he came, but he didn't pray for me. She said, you didn't pray. I said, I'm not going to pray. Why? I said, because I gave y'all some instructions. And she told me that her daughter put it in the drawer away from her bedside, and she did not do anything I asked her to do. So then you get somebody else to pray. Of course, she hung the phone up real hard. You know, but hospital phone ain't my phone. You ain't bring my phone. But see, I'm not intimidated by that. If she get on the phone and say, don't ever ask Reverend Leonard Ford to go pray for you. He's so arrogant. If he won't pray just because they didn't do something he said. So be it. When he was come in, he came to the ruler of the synagogue, verse 38, synagogue's house. He saw the two more. They wept greatly. And when he come in, he said to them, what you making all this, what you putting this, what old folks say, what you cutting the shine for? Damsel ain't dead, she's sleeping. They began to laugh and mock him. But when he had put them all out, he took control. He changed that environment. He changed that atmosphere. He taketh the father, the mother of the damsel, and the two trainees, the two proteges. And they went in where she was lying, took the damsel by the hand. Didn't he say, come lay your hands on her, and she shall be healed and live? And he said, damsel, I say unto thee, arise. Now she dead. Now Luke said her spirit came back. That means she was really dead. She wasn't just in some deep nap coma. And straightway the damsel arose and walked, for she was of the age of 12 years. Now there's a lot I could say about that, but I ain't got time for that. Go to Matthew 15. I don't need to take no side journeys today. I'm trying to work on these two things that you need to get a hold of. We're talking about releasing your faith. Jesus said, you don't release your faith in your words. Don't disengage your faith. You're corresponding with your words, with your actions. Let's keep everything intact. Keep the switch of faith turned on, and we're going to get the promised results. Matthew 15, verse 22. And behold, a woman of Cana came of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her, not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away. She crying after us. You can't do nothing for her. What we going to do for her? And he answered and said, I'm not sent. That's not my assignment, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshiped him, saying, Lord, help me. A Canaanite woman calling him Lord. But he answered and said, it's not proper, it's not fitting, it's not meet for to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. He's talking covenant talk. And she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Now her action was she came to him. Her action was she persistent to stay in his presence. But then her words is what he responded to. Her faith is released in your words and is demonstrated, is manifested, is profiled, is put forth in your actions. So Jesus said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. Thou choose, thou hast said. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. She's not with the daughter. He's not with the daughter. But her faith has connected. Her actions have validated it. And then Jesus spoke again. He did not give a command. He gave a faith declaration. She whole. He announced she's whole. See, we got to understand there's a place in faith where we make declarations and things happen. John 4, verse 47. John 4, verse 47. St. John 4, verse 47. The Bible says, and when he heard that Jesus was come out of Judea into Galilee, he went unto him and besought him that he would come down and heal his son, for he was at the point of death. Then said Jesus, we see his actions. He went to Jesus. He asked. Jesus said unto him, except you see signs and wonders, you will not believe. No man said, sir, I ain't got time for that. Come down early before my child die. Jesus said unto him, go thy way, thy son liveth. Now he's commanding the man, go your way, and he's declaring your son liveth. And the man did what? Believe the word. See, you got to get something going here. And Jesus had spoken unto him and went his way. I spoke to folks and they didn't believe my words. I laid hands on folks, they didn't believe my word. See, you understand, don't beat yourself down when folks don't receive. They come to you out of desperation. They don't come to you in faith. And as he was going down, his servant met him and told him, saying, now pay attention to this, thy son liveth. Then inquired he of them the hour when he did what? I want you to catch that word, began to amend. What happened? This was a healing, not a miracle. See, every time you lay hands on somebody, it ain't instant. And just because it's not instant don't mean it didn't happen. You got to keep the switch of faith turned on. Stay in faith. Don't change your words. Your faith is released in your words. Dad Hagin prayed for a little boy. Feet had 2 club feet. You lift one foot or the other. Both of the feet were club feet. He held the feet in his hand. Prayed for the little boy. And he said he felt more of the power of God going to that boy's feet than anybody he prayed for. And looked at their feet, nothing happened. He looked at the parents and said, keep the switch of faith turned on. He said, just keep saying. The hands were laid on him. Power went into him. And he's healed. Because God told the man of God, if he lay hands on him and feel that power go into him, that the healing anointing would drive the disease or the infirmity out of their body. 7 days went by. They kept saying it. They said it took 3 days before they saw any change. 7 days went by. 11 days later, they came back, had to drive 80 miles back to the church and asked the pastor, could they go up on stage and hold the child up and let the whole church see his feet are no longer clubbed, they normal. But it was a process that they kept the switch of faith turned on. That's what I'm telling you. When you say it, let it stay said. Don't you unsay what you said, and don't you let your deeds change it. Yeah, say we don't walk by sight, we walk by faith. We believe and we receive. So the child began to amend. The 10 lepers were healed as they went. You got to understand, when he prayed for the blind man at the pool of Bethesda, he had to go somewhere. Mark 10. See, the Father knew it was at that same hour that when Jesus had spoken, when the process started. Many times the healing anointing is released and the healing process starts, and then we will short-circuit it. Mark 10:46. And they came to Jericho, and as he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great number of people, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the highway side begging. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, I submit to you that Bartimaeus had been meditating. He had been telling himself, if I ever get in the presence of Jesus, this man I've been hearing, he never saw him. He said, but I've heard him from afar, and I've heard much about him. It's always a tumult when he comes by. He said, but from what I heard, he is Yeshua. From what I've heard, he is Messiah. And I know that Messiah has the power to heal one that was born blind. So what I'm going to do, if I ever get in his proximity, I'm going to put him, I'm going to crowd, I'm going to call him unto me. And now he hears that it's Jesus that's passing by. He out there saying, arm for the poor. And he said, what's all this noise? He said, that's Jesus. He don't want no money now. Forget the money now. Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. That's covenant talk. And Jesus, now listen here. The folk who didn't have no problem with their eyes tried to get the man to shut up. Many charged him he should hold his peace. But he cried the more a great deal, thou son of David, have mercy on me. Jesus stood still. Your faith will get God's attention. And commanded him to be called. He was calling Jesus, not Jesus calling him. And they called the blind man, the same fool who told him to shut up, saying, be happy, be comforted, be of good comfort. Rise, he calleth thee. And look what the Bible said. And he casting, now he went from calling his words in faith, now to his action of faith. What is he doing? He is saying now, I'm no longer a beggar. He's got on his beggar's robe. Jesus called him. He's sitting down. He said, while rising, he's casting. He was sitting down. He's sitting on the road. Thou son of David, have mercy on me. Thou son of David, have mercy on me. Shut up, old blind man. He ain't got time for you. Then they said, bring that man here. Sir, be of good comfort. He's calling you. So, rising, casting. He got up saying, I don't need this. Blind folk need that. I don't need that no more. He calling me. I'm calling him. That's a connection here. So now I'm going to him. Hallelujah. And look what Jesus, and I like what Jesus did. Jesus validated. Jesus said to him, what you want me to do for you? He, casting away his garment, rose and came to Jesus. Now, wait a minute. He blind. How you get there? See, he's making an effort. I'm trying to tell you, it's some action that's got to go with your conversation. Come on, it's his thoughts, it's speech, but it's deeds too. Now watch this now. He answered and said, what wilt thou, verse 51, that I should do to you? Remember I told you about the man, all he wanted was his feet to quit hurting. So Jesus said, what you want? You call it unto me. I can see you're blind, but that don't necessarily mean you want to be healed. What you want? I like Bartimaeus' answer. See, he's a covenant man. He said that I might receive what belongs to me out of my covenant, that I might receive my sight. He ain't saying, hey, Lord, I need you to lay hands on me and heal me and be no. I come to receive my sight. Watch Jesus, don't even touch him. Jesus said unto him, go thy way, thy faith have made thee whole. Can I tell you something? The man sitting on the roadside already had faith to be healed, but he never acted on it. But when he got in the presence of Messiah, he just got just that little bit that he needed to act on what he already believed. And when he added some action to what he believed, he got the manifestation. And I like him because he didn't go nowhere. He followed Jesus in the way. Matthew chapter 9, verse 27. Matthew 9, 27. See, we got to understand something. We talking about releasing our faith. We release our faith with our words. Hallelujah. But our faith is released with our words, but many times it's confirmed by our action. Many times it's constructed by our action. The thing that we believe in for is constructed by our deed. Faith without corresponding actions is a corpse. Verse 27 in Matthew chapter 9. And when Jesus departed thence, two blind men followed him, crying, saying, thou son of David, have mercy on us. They know something about the covenant. And when he was come into the house, the blind men came to him. And Jesus said unto them, believe ye that I'm able to do this? Pause. I hear what you're requesting, but do you believe I'm able to do it for you? You know, I know God can do anything but fail. Well, what can he do for you? Can he do it in your house? Do you believe he just, not that he's able, but do you believe he will do it for you? He said, do you believe that I'm able to do this? And I want to insert for you. They said unto him, yeah, Lord. Now understand this. What else they going to say? I done had folk in the prayer line, and I asked them, when I lay hands on you, are you going to be healed? I hope so. Go sit down. Well, faith is the substance of things hoped for, but I don't detect no faith. Well, if it be the Lord's will, go sit down. See, you got to understand something. I know sometimes we be so merciful because, you know, we got that, well, I don't want them to think hard of me, so I'm going to go on and pray. But then you pray knowing they're not going to receive. So now you wasted their time and they wasted yours. But brother, what are you just going to tell folk to go sit down? I was praying for one night for prosperity blessing, and the Lord, everybody I came to, I'm just praying for them. I got in front of this one lady, God said, ask her, do she tithe? I said, do you tithe? No. I said, go sit down. I'm going to start. I said, when you start, I'll pray for you. They sucked the wind out of the church. I can't believe he embarrassed her. He threw her under the bus. You curse, you under the curse, and you want me to just pray a blessing anyway. I don't know, brother, I ain't going to ask you for prayer. I'm going to let you call me out. I ain't going to mess with you. Then, verse 29, then touched he their eyes. When? After he located their faith. See, they had some action. They was right front and behind them. They came into the house. But now he said, now I got to identify your faith. I got to locate your faith. Then touched he their eyes, saying, according to your faith be it unto you. So if they lied to him, their eyes not going to come open. If they trying to play him, their eyes not going to come open. Because he didn't say because of the anointing that's on me, because I got the Spirit without measure. He said, according to your faith be it unto you. And their eyes were open. Mm-hmm. John 9. Shabarushta. Melelebasha. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered, neither have this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. As long as I'm in the world, I am the light of the world. Now, there's too much in there to unpack that for you. We just got to stay with this. When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man with clay. See, this man know I'm dealing with Messiah. Messiah has got healing in his spittle. And so he says to him, go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation sent. He's still blind, right? Got on mud packs now on his eyes. I don't know how far the pool of Siloam was from there. I don't know if it's from here to Baseline, from here to Kroger, or from here to the parking lot. But wherever it is, he don't get an instant miracle when Jesus anointed, when he touched him, power of God could. I done hugged folk and they fell out. But I'm telling you, the man, it got it to process. See, there's an instruction. You got the mud on your eyes. Now go down to Siloam. How many know you can't stop by the first basin you get to and wash your face and get the miracle? You got to do what he said. Go to the pool of Siloam and wash. He went and washed, and therefore he came seeing. See, so we got words and we got deeds. Luke 5 and we're done. Luke 5 and we're done. I do mean Luke 5 this time. Last time I was in 17:5, but I'm in 5:17 this time. I'm in 5:17 this time. Luke 5, verse 17. Luke 5, verse 17. And it came to pass on a certain day, as he was teaching, that there were Pharisees and doctors of the law sitting by, which came out of every town of Galilee. They came from all over Arkansas, Judea, Jerusalem, and the power of the Lord was present to heal. The power of the Lord was present for the purpose of restoring their health. And it didn't just say to heal. What's that last word there in that sentence? Them, the folk that was there. That means they got to be sick. You don't send healing power to well folk. If it's there to heal them, then they need healing. And behold, men brought in a bed a man which was taken with a palsy, and they sought means to bring him in and to lay him before him, and they could not find by what way they might bring him in because of the multitude, and they went up on the housetop. They just went on around inside the house, caught the little stairway up to the roof, and got up there, and wasn't no skylight. So they had to break up 14 inches of plaster. I guess anyway, they broke up the roof, and Jesus looks up. It don't say he saw plaster falling. He looked up and saw the ceiling falling. No. When he looked up, what did he see? He saw their faith. See, there's an act. Your faith is seen in your actions. That's what this is for. It's heard in your words, but it's seen in your action. Corresponding acts. Hallelujah. And so they couldn't find a way to get in there. They tore up the tile, and verse 20 says, when he saw their faith, He said to the man, thy sins are forgiven. He got more than he came for. He didn't come to get no certificate. He came to get healed. He came to get healed, but I came to tell you the same power that'll heal you will save you. Yes. Thy sins are forgiven. Then the scribe, let me read it ghetto style. Then them sick scribes and them diseased Pharisees with a prejudiced, bigoted self began to reason, saying, who is this which speaketh blasphemy? Who can forgive sins but God alone? Remember, they have said nothing. They are thinking this. They didn't open their mouth and say this. But when Jesus perceived what? He perceived the garments of their soul. He perceived their thoughts. So you better know he can perceive yours too. But listen, it's one thing to perceive your thought, but when a brother go to answering your thoughts, I think it make you a little nervous. He answered and said unto them, what reason you in your hearts? Whether it either to say, thy sin be forgiven thee, arise, take up thy bed and walk. But that you may know that the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins, he said to the sick of the palsy, I say unto thee, arise, take up your couch and go to your house. And immediately he rose up before them and took up where that one lay and departed to his house, glorifying God. See, if we're going to release our faith, then we got to understand it's going to be released in my words, but it's going to be seen in my actions that are in alignment with my words. So we got to understand my quality of life in the kingdom of God is conceived by my thoughts, composed by my choices, confirmed by my words, but it's constructed by my actions.
Well, praise the Lord. Listen, for all of you that's viewing on social media, on television, I want you to make plans to join us October 30th through November the 3rd, right here at 9101 Lou Drive. That's right. We're going to be celebrating 42 years in ministry. And we want you to come celebrate with us. Come and be like Aaron and her. Hold our hands up. Amen. Give us the additional motivation to go another 42 years. So meet us right here, October 30th through November the 3rd, 7 p.m. each night. That's at 9101 Lou Drive here in the city of Little Rock. We'll be here celebrating, looking to see you here. God bless you. And remember, Jesus will pull you through if you can stand the pull.
Encouraged through the uncompromising message that you heard today. If you would like to have this message in its entirety, send $8 for compact disc or $20 for video to the Reality of the Gospel Ministries Incorporated, P.O. Box 164091, Little Rock, Arkansas 72216. If you would like to become a partner with this ministry, you may do so by joining the Ally 200 Club at $25 a month, or you may become a Truth Ally for $10 or more each month. Send your offerings to the Reality of the Gospel Ministries Incorporated, P.O. Box 164091, Little Rock, Arkansas 72216. If you continue in God's word, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.